Hello and welcome to another episode of the WenDirkCast, your weekly podcast about everything concerning the Metaverse Football League. I'm one of your hosts, Jimbo, and as always, got my great mate Calvinator with me as well. Before we get stuck into everything today, one important note: this is not financial advice. Do your own scouting or hire a director of Metaverse Football. On today's episode, we've got an extremely special guest, the fourth episode in the series of meeting the MFL team. Calvinator, who have we got on today's podcast with us?
We have one of the co-founders of MFL, the CTO, the man who publishes all the amazing dev updates and who says anything is possible. The man, the myth, the legend, Yux, welcome
Hey,
to WenDirkCast.
how are you doing?
We're good, man. Glad to have you on the podcast.
Great.
Yeah, glad to be here. It feels unreal, to be behind the scene. It's very nice.
Yes. It will be really fun to talk to you about, get to know you better, and about the project and your thoughts. So I'm really looking forward to this conversation. And as always, we first do some updates and talk about the usual things. Maybe we should also talk a little bit about the Dust Cup. So Jimbo, you're playing, right? You are.
I'm taking part in the Dust Cup, yes, and I believe you are as well, right?
Yes, we both are.
The Dust Cup was announced. When was it announced? It could have been just after when this podcast was being recorded last week, maybe. And so it's a collab between MFL and Flovitar. And to take part, you need a club with a top 11 players under 800 the cap, and then a Flovitar as well. So I think at the time of recording, I think we have 24 participants, which goes into 4 quite nicely, doesn't it? 24, 16. Yeah, that's 6 groups of 4 in my head, right? If we're going to do by groups.
Yeah, it isn't it the Euro 24 has the same format, 24 teams. So
could be. I'm not sure actually.
Yeah, I think so. I think they have 24 teams.
But we've got this brilliant collab going on between MFL and Flovitar, which is really exciting with this sort of unique cup. I feel like maybe you can give us some more insight. But after using the WenDirk Cup as a bit of a trial and developing that, you now know you can just have tournaments on the spot when you want them. So we've got some
Exactly.
Yeah, exactly. So we've got some great rewards going out from 1st to 4th place, and then to be decided on the placement, a share of 30,000 dust tokens will also be shared among the top finishers. So the time of recording this, the registration deadline has passed, and games kick off in tomorrow.
Yes,
2 days time, but tomorrow.
Yes.
Yeah.
No. So it will be really good to keep talking about it too and keep track of it. And of course the leagues and the cup, everything is still going on. So we're in full swing of season 0.4. So speaking about that, let's kick off with the weekly updates. Jimbo, how are you doing with Wensum and the Madrid team?
So Wensum are slap bang mid-table with 4th. We can no way get to 1st or 2nd. They've run away with it on 35 and 32 points, and then my Wyvern is sitting on 23, which is kind of respectable considering some of the caliber of competition I'm against. So I'll take a top 4. I want to get into 3rd, which is only 3 points away, because I think if we're 3rd, then on your competition rankings, I think 3rd place gets a little 3rd and then maybe a little bronze trophy, even though you don't win anything. But you still got like a little trophy there to say you came in top 3. So I want that. Yeah. In the cup, we're playing.
In the club page, you mean?
Yes.
Yeah, indeed.
So I want to get that there because it makes the long list look quite nice then. So we're currently 4th. My second team is, let me just bring up very quickly. I think they're not doing as well, but they're also 4th. There you go. I'm bang equal in both of them. But what my second team, Atletico Espartails, is doing very well is they've won all 5 of their cup games so far, which is really nice.
Oh, that's great.
So I can sort of just relax a bit with them. However, the team I care about more, which is the Wensum Wyverns, we play tonight at the time of recording. And if I win the game, I go through to knockout stages. If I lose the game, I don't go through. So in about 2 hours' time, I'm either going to really enjoy editing this podcast or get really sad that my team, listening to myself, get hyping up everyone about the fact that Wyverns might go through. But at the moment, season's going pretty well, better than it was when we talked about it last week. So yeah, all good my side. Calver, your group of clubs, what's the feel?
Things could be better. I had a good run with Black Sea, Arango's team, but then they have like 5 straight losses, although some are unfortunate, or actually a draw also. Like, XG is still better or more shots than the other side, but still draw, no win, so a little bit unlucky there. The Corsairs are still doing bad in their league, but they have a big chance of going to the next round if we draw or win of the Elite Cup. So that's some they're kind of some avenging themselves there in the cup. And the Corsair Cove is still doing first place in the Iron League, so they could be champions. Ooh. They are doing very well in the cup, and they are the Dust Cup team. So I'm secretly hoping there might be some treble incoming there.
The treble.
Like the Corsair Cove treble. That's my goal for the. Yeah. So this team gets my full attention right now. With the wingbacks. Remember we talked about last time.
Oh, the wingback team.
The
yes,
5-2-3 team. The wingback team. So this will be interesting.
And so for the Corsairs, did you try to prioritize the cup over the league since you're?
Yeah, I think I'm now pivoting. Definitely a rotation. I'll because also points wise, if you do well in the cup, you can get way more points than the league. So it might be good to put a bit more. Since the league is like pretty much over for me, it might be good to prioritize that. So Jax, I remember we asked Lucas before, because he was playing like first a player and then he became a team member. You never really had your own club. Do you sometimes miss that you don't have, let's say, a club to compete? Or
Yeah, for sure. And it's something. We didn't talk a lot about that. Since the beginning, we told to ourselves we will not buy any asset, we will not play, because we think that there can be some conflict of interest. But it's something that we are maybe switching, not being active in the marketplace, but at least to be able to play and experience more what you are, the game in reality. But I don't know when I will have time. So
in the future, if you get a club and your first game this season you win 7-0, that might look a bit suspicious if the developer plays and he starts winning all of his games. Does an Arsenal invincible season? You start manipulating the engine to make you win.
But we wanted to run our own league in our development environment between all the team members. But it's the same thing. We need to find the time to do that.
But we talked about before, I think, about those, right? The free-to-play or maybe some other types of competitions or leagues, or you can make friend leagues. So then if you set that up, if you create that, you can make an easy, like a MFL team league, right? So it will be fun in the future that you guys can have the same kind of experience without...
I had a team named to me, the Interiax from... Scrub it was.
Scrub.
But it has been renamed. It was doing poorly in the league, and
so that was technically your club without you actually playing. So you experienced MFL you lived it through Interyax. But they've gone. They've been.
It got rebranded, right?
They've been.
It's
Americanized
Jedi now.
Jedi.
Rip. Press F in the chat for
Force. I don't remember the name, but the team. Of Jedi.
Yeah, I think they got rebranded, so that's pretty sad. Yeah, so hopefully in the future you can have this competition going. Dev updates, well, we have the Mr. Dev updates here, but we're still gonna read them and then maybe you can comment and expand on them. Jimbo, you feel like it, or shall I quickly?
I'll let you go for it, mate.
Good.
Dev updates.
Yes. So first of all, big step is the translation of the app. So the French has been released as a language, so you can now use the app in French, which is great. And more languages, it will be easier to implement them from now on. And next up is Spanish. So it's great. We talked about this to make the app more international and allow users to play in their own language. So that's a great step. About player progression, there was also a big discussion going on in general about it. So in the current model that's being worked on, players will accumulate experience independently for each stat, and then they gather XP, and after a certain amount of XP for a given stat, this stat will increase by 1. So this is what Quentin is working on now, and next up is to determine, let's say, how much XP you need you get per match, so you can make progression, let's say. So maybe Jax can shine his light on that in a second. Engine for next season, Quentin is also working on that to stabilize, balance it. For example, by blocking shots, shot deflections, better physics for saves, and even a warm-up. So that's interesting. We had celebrations and now a warm-up. And also that the new engine will be plugged, let's say, connected to the app. And finally, I think a really nice feature that has been released is the share button. So now if you want to share your match result on Twitter, you can easily generate an image and share that quickly on social media. Shout out to Lucas for the amazing design. This is a really nice feature. I already saw on Twitter many people posting this. It's so if your Canva game is not the best or you have no time for Canva, then you have now a perfect, super nice looking graphic to share.
Yeah.
So, Jax, did I explain it well, or shall we highlight some other things?
No, perfect.
Perfect.
Yeah.
Great.
Nothing about this secret project.
You're bringing it up. No. We stopped doing that actually. But.
Yeah. But in fact, it was mostly Julien, or an intern at MFL, that was working on it.
Okay.
And it was this last week.
Some news.
Yeah. So, but we are very happy with it. We still don't know what we will do with that, but.
Okay. So.
But it progressed well.
So the secret project is in the safe and might come out.
Yeah.
One day. That's the status right now. Jimbo, did you use the share feature?
Yes and no. The no reason is because I was away this weekend watching the Norwich game and at my girlfriend's, and on my phone I don't have access to my Wents and Wyverns Twitter, and I don't know the password for it. So I was saving it. I wanted to have it. So I've got them all saved, ready to post, but I only have access to my Wents and Wyverns Twitter account on my computer right here. But when we play in our cup game in a bit, you will see it then, and hopefully it's me with block capital letters saying, "We've made it to the knockout stages," and then a big win underneath, or it's going to be big loss, sad
Drama.
face. It'll probably just be, what I like to do is put one word. I'll put defeat, full stop, and then a little dragon emoji, because I've got to keep a bit of the dragons in there. But I do love the share button and that sort of template graphic. I think it's super great and provides great sort of social media and just added marketing awareness and content, and with all of the graphics being the same template, you've got that consistency as well, which is brilliant. I think even Eclipse mentioned in the Discord yesterday, he was like, "Where's everyone doing these really cool graphics from?" I was like, "Mate, you can do it now. Just go to any competitive game." And he was like, "Oh, brilliant." So yeah, super nice feature, which I guess will probably go under the radar a bit maybe and come across as quite small, but I think it's really cool.
Yeah, and I forgot to mention that in the future, it could be possible for other things too, like sharing. Maybe sharing a player, right? Share their stats. Season.
Next week we will add more.
Oh, next week. Alpha.
Yeah. But first it will be like new signings when you sign a player to your club. Be able to share that, and also to be able to share your schedule.
Oh, schedule's
like
a nice one.
Schedule's
a nice one.
Nice.
Next 5 matches, things like that.
Yeah, that's really nice, because a lot of football clubs in England anyway, when I know that Norwich does it, when just on the first day of the month, they'll post a graphic saying, "Here's all the games for March," or "Here's all the games for whatever." So it could be, like you said, next 5 games every Monday. The Wyverns Twitter account, "Here's the games this week." Bosh. And that's really cool then. I really like that.
Really
because
nice.
What's nice is that it's really easy for us to add more. So now it takes it's mostly on Lucas' side to do the template if you want in the tool. But after, for us, it's very easy to integrate.
Cool.
We can add way more.
Great news. So this is some nice alpha we can tease people with if they want to find out what other things they can share later. All right, season updates. Things in the Diamond League are definitely heating up. With 11 games played. Londinium tops the league, 21 points. Ballers with 20 points. And then 3 teams. So Dios Bistione Milano with 18. Meta Mercenaries with 18. And Parque Ibirapuera with 18. So number 1 to 5 are within 3 points of each other. With 3 games to go.
Yes.
So
it's big. It's I think this time last week, Dio was top on 15, wasn't he? Or joint top on 15, I think.
Yeah.
So I remember looking at his results and seeing that I think he only won. I think it was two days ago. He won the most recent game, and I'm thinking to myself, well, ever since I said and praised my predictions from being top of the league, he's gone and lost like 2 games in a row, and he's now joint third. So my prediction's not looking so great at the moment, but it's big props to Londinium being at the top right now, who not many of us would have thought would be there.
Nobody predicted it.
No one predicted it. So it's great to see a team that no one really put in their top 3 to be within there. And realistically,
I did in top 3, I think.
Oh yeah. Let's have to go have a look back at that one.
I said third place. So
third place.
Yeah.
But it's great. Okay. It's great to see another team up there. And to be fair, they probably, judging by, I don't know the fixtures coming up, so I'll hold it to that. But with them being on 21 points and third place being 3 points behind with 3 games left, you think maybe they get 1 or 2 more wins under their belt, they'll be in that top 3 contention. So I think Londinium won't want to lose the title now, but I would say a top 3 is definitely a massive achievement for them. So
yeah, definitely. No, it's really fun to see this. Yeah, really tight race. Even on the last match day, it could be decided. Probably it's going to be decided on the last match day. So you actually also follow Diamond League, or do you have any favorites, or do you hope anyone wins? It's tricky to say, so I don't know if you want to say something.
No, but the truth is that really I don't have any favorite. But yeah, I follow it regularly. I hope there are not too big upset, and that in the Discord it
stays quiet.
Stays calm. Yeah.
Okay.
But apart from that, no favorite.
Yeah. Well, I think it's good for the Diamond League if someone else wins, then Meta Mercenaries just like healthy competition, right? Like Ligue 1, you have PSG winning. That gets a bit boring, I think, for French. You probably agree as a Lyon fan, right? That PSG should stop winning things, but it's just also boring for neutral fans to have such a team in there. So,
but sometimes it's good to come back winning at some point.
Yeah.
It's been a long time for Lyon.
Yes.
Yeah, not been a great season for you.
You never know.
Yeah, but it's better now.
The start of the season was looking.
Was the worst.
At least, relegation's out of the picture, so that's.
It was like Lyon and Ajax both in relegation. It's like, what is going on this year?
Yes. So, we're gonna keep a close eye on the Diamond League, and when we record this next week, we might know who won. Is it the case?
I don't know actually. If we
think so, maybe we can do a quick last shout based on this ranking. Who's gonna win? So.
Who do we think will
Londinium
win? Okay.
Can keep it up?
So this is like your last shot.
Yeah.
I don't know. Really, the Londinium play Ballers. Ballers have got the hardest running because they've got Milano, Londinium, and Meta. Ballers, I don't think.
Stuff.
I don't know. I know I'm part of the Ballers down. I'm technically, conflict of interest and all that. I just maybe they dropped a third. Maybe Londinium top, Meta, and then Ballers. And maybe Dio drops out of top 3. That's what I think.
Let's see, Dio. Well, Dio has still playing Basel and OM Legends. So he might have the easiest schedule there. If he beats Ballers, he has a very good chance. So.
Yeah. It all depends on, squads as well. Like, how's the Cups doing? How's the fatigue? Like, I've not looked into that much, but...
Yeah. So you say Londinium?
Londinium. I think Londinium take it.
And I'll
I
go with Dio because of his schedule, and Yak stays neutral, I guess.
He said Londinium.
He said Londinium.
Yeah, I think Londinium will stay
so
first. Yeah.
Londinium, I'll say Dio. All right, marketplace. Let me do quickly some new managers, active managers, trades, and then the splash. So, new active. Well, actually, I saw a name or some names, not maybe in the sales bot, but also just a shout out for new people. So, for example, Pascal and Nikki, I never saw this name in the sales bot, but he's also longer active, but seems to be getting a bit more active again, so that's great to see. I know Luca from Flovatar is also participating in the Dust Cup, and he was, I think, buying 1 or 2, and he was also signing some of my players, so he's building up a new team and getting active. And Zlataner89, I also saw playing loads of friendlies and some purchases, so that's great to see new people being active. Also active were YOLO, Dodo, a lot of uncommon rare players. Eclipse, you mentioned him before, Jimbo. Also a lot of players bought. Mick Fink and
he did buy his 3rd pack, by the way, Eclipse.
Oh yeah, yes, he told you.
Yax told me privately, and then I think the next day Eclipse said after he listened to the podcast that he did buy the 3rd pack. So thank you very much, Eclipse. Appreciate that being my first.
You got your referral.
Yes, so it wasn't manually done. He did purchase his 3rd pack, so I hope that pack was good for you. I don't think it was, but
yes. So also active, I saw Mick Fink making a lot of purchases on the marketplace, and Froop, who's also gonna participate in the Dust Cup. So he's really putting together an A team for that from Flovatar too. So some Flovatar people coming in and being active. Great to see that. Then trades, well, technically those are purchases, but I assume they are a trade because the MFL celebrity Alan Fingard from Denmark,
yes, the thing,
he has traded hands. He went to Lopez, his agency from Scrub, for $1. So I can't believe he was really sold for $1. And Patrick Frey. Also for $1, 87 legendary, and the thing, Alan Fingard, is 88 legendary. So 2 legendaries to Lopez, both for $1, but something must have been traded for that. We don't know what, but let's say call it a trade of the week.
Yes, that's trade of the week. Yeah, some dodgy down the back alley sort of deals going on there. No one really knows everything. We only know 50% of the deal going on there.
Of the deal, yeah. It cannot be a $1. All right, let's go, Jimbo. Splash
of the week. So this week's splash of the week, I think, is a name that I can pronounce. This is, well, first of all, the user of this week's splash of the week, Steel Juventino, purchasing from Dio. It was Felipe Ortega. That one sound good?
Sounds great.
Yes. Oh, sounds great. Oh, look at that. I've smashed that 10 out of 10. Felipe Ortega, H2 rated for $225. He's rocking the Dapper. Is that the Dapper? Yeah, the Dapper. The Dapper sort of jersey design. The sort of the pink and purple, which looks great. 19-year-old left and right winger with 91 dribbling, which I think is pretty sick. And basically pace, shooting above 82 and 84. Looks like a promising young one for the future. So Steel Juventino purchasing Felipe Ortega. You are this week's Splash of the Week. Bosh. There we go. Nice music. Live rendition, yeah.
Yeah. I was wondering if maybe you recorded it, but no, it's very...
No, it's done live.
Every time you nailed it perfectly.
Maybe for a next stream, you should have some button with splash.
Some button.
Yeah, on your, how do you call it again?
The stream deck, yeah.
The stream deck, yeah. Splash button on the...
And I'll have to try and mime some, and you've got to try and guess, is it me, or is it just the sound?
exactly.
There you go.
Because I'm not really able to hear anything, but
go.
I'm all for it. Okay, how Dirk actually? Looking at Dirk's performance in the last, we played 4 matches this week,
Yeah.
and we're I think pretty happy actually.
Yes.
Because Jimbo, maybe you can tell us what happened.
The 2 games post us slandering and giving him stick for being bad, the 2 games after that, he rocked 4. He got a combined total of 4 assists and a goal in those 2 subsequent wins for Meta Mercenaries. Most notably, in a 4-1 away win against Biscione Milano, racking up 3 assists in that. So maybe Dirk needs to be told each weekend that he's a bad player by the WenDirkCast, and then he usually does quite well in the week. But saying that, the 2 games that Meta Mercenaries lost afterwards, missing. He was still in the dressing room. He was wandering, was nowhere, stinking. So, Dirk, you did really well at the beginning of the week, and you had a bad end of the week. This week, we want a good beginning of the week and a good end of the week. There we go.
Yes, although he did show up in the big games, so really Dio and Londinium. Although it's a second Londinium, he didn't play well.
Yeah.
But yeah, well, definitely an improvement. So I'm always for the positive reinforcement. So keep it up, Dirk.
Yeah.
Very good. Speaking about Dirk, why Dirk? I heard already, Jax, you have some chocolate to share, chocolate news to share with us here. Maybe, Jimbo, you can read out the top 3 and then Jax can kick out 1 bar.
Okay, so Jax, I know you listen to the podcast every week and you probably know about the chocolates that people have been talking about. So you know the rules. We've got 3 chocolates, a top 3, and you have to replace one of those chocolate bars with your own one. So I'll give you the list again. Starting at number 1, Kinder Delish. That's Vogon's pick, right? That's Vogon's. In second, which is Duff's pick from last week, we've got Twix Peanut. And then in third place, we've got Snickers bar. So, Jax, which chocolate would you like to remove, and which one of yours would you like to put in?
I think I want to remove the Vogon's one.
Oh, the Kinder Delice. Oh, so we've got a new top 1, a new top place.
But to replace it by a better Kinder.
A better
Kinder
Kinder?
Bueno.
Better Kinder.
Yeah.
Oh.
Kinder Bueno.
Kinder Bueno. Oh, yes.
Yeah.
Good chocolate.
I think among French people, it's in the top 3.
Oh, okay.
So Kinder Delice out, Kinder Bueno in. That's
so basically, as long as we have French guests, Kinder Bueno probably stays at the top.
I think. Yeah.
Nice.
Okay, there we go.
Great.
So we've got a new top, and as the tradition goes now, we like to include vegetables for Calvinators. Weekly dose of health. Yes. So Jax, do you also have a favorite vegetable?
Just one.
Just one. You can give multiple if you want. It's going to put a massive smile on Calvinator's face if you do.
Yeah, but because I'm the same as Calvinator, I prefer a vegetable.
Oh, okay.
But I'll go with onions.
Onion. Oh, interesting choice.
Okay, so we got a new. I'm learning about vegetables.
We learned something about vegetables.
I'm learning about vegetables. Brilliant. I love it.
Awesome.
Superb.
Great. So some good vegetables also included.
Onion. What's your thoughts on onions, Calvinator?
No, I think, if you make a pasta or anything, you need some good onions in there. It's like the magic combo.
Everywhere.
Garlic, onion, oil,
garlic.
Olive oil, and you fried it up, and then it already smells and sounds. And onion soup, right? French onion soup is pretty famous, no? Or am I wrong here?
I think you're right. Yeah. You always see it in the movies.
Yeah, you see in the movies, yeah. But that's also tasty, so no, I'm a big fan.
That was all chocolate and vegetables questions.
Yes, yeah.
Asked and answered.
So let's properly meet. We already heard Jax a lot in this episode, but let's properly meet him. Part of our series about meeting the team. And we already know you are the co-founder and CTO right now, but we want to know a little bit more about that story, how that came about. So when did you start? How did you come up with this plan to start MFL? What could you tell us about your background before MFL? What could you tell us about that?
Yeah. Well, first my background maybe. So I'm French, if you didn't heard it, and I've been a software developer for more than 10 years, I think. I did like 5 years of computer science study, and after I mostly worked for startups. I built many projects, and 6 years ago, I think it's when I met with Mathieu, or even I don't know, probably 6 years ago, and we started our first company together, which is an analytic platform for daily fantasy sports in France. And we worked on it for, I don't know, 1 year, something like that. And after we, each of us get his own job because the market in France for fantasy sport was not not really growing. And it's been 2 years or a bit more than that. Mathieu brought me to Top Shots, and so we started to buy packs on Top Shots. When we first started, it was not solding out, so it was not, but it was nice, but we didn't knew if it was good or not to buy it. And so it's really when we started to learn about NFTs and everything. And so we started to work on a project to do Top Shot, but for the French League One in football. But soon we switched to MFL. And I think it's where we realized that NFTs really have a meaning as well, to really be able to experience true ownership, the thrill of the games and everything. So it's when we started MFL.
So we keep coming back to Top Shot. It's like everyone has some Top Shot connection or with NFTs, but yeah, that's great. So you already have your software background and you got in touch with NFTs and sports, and you met Matt, and you came about like that.
And at first I did some little scripts as well for Top Shots, to try to snipe some very rare moments and everything. And I was pretty happy because during the Ballon or just before it started, I got the jersey number for Jarrett Allen on like season 1 rare moment.
Oh wow, yeah.
But I think now it's worth less than what I snapped it at the time.
You didn't sell it?
No, I sold
it.
Okay.
Yes. Yeah, well, Top Shot was a big rise and a big drop, wasn't it? In that, when was it? 2021 February, I think, is when it all went really big, and then we started in January. Yeah, in the March it all went downhill. I remember telling my mates, I was like, mate, just bought this LeBron James for $200, and then I woke up in the morning and he's worth $500, and I was like, this doesn't make sense. This just doesn't make sense.
Yeah. Well, looking at the stats, it's still one of the biggest projects, right, on Flow. So actually, it's still
it's doing
up there.
Right,
but the hype, the big hype is over. Okay. So I think most people know kind of what you do at MFL, but could you tell us a bit more about your, let's say, role, position, and maybe some kind of day-to-day or like a week at MFL? What does it look like for you?
Sure. Yeah, so I'm one of the co-founders with Mathieu and also the CTO, so I'm mostly on the technical part, but I do a bit of everything. I talk a lot with Mathieu about the future of the project, the rules, the marketing, a bit of everything. But my main part is the technical aspect of MFL. So for my day-to-day, mostly I'm coding and talking with Quentin, which is working on the engine. Jordan, which is helping me on everything about the app and the backend of the application. And Juan Carlos, that is not a developer, but helping us a lot on the engine with Quentin. So yeah, I'm coding most of my days, and I have regular meetings with everyone. Exactly.
It's the day to day.
Double C.
In two
Also,
words.
also talking a lot with Mathieu about everything. So
Do you sort of have? I guess you probably have weekly calls, or and daily calls, and is it something quite? I don't know. Quite structured, or do you sort of like, I need to talk to you, and then you give them a little ring, or I guess is it?
no, so every Monday morning we have a meeting with all the whole team.
Yeah.
And so we talk about what happened last week and what we need to do this week.
Yeah.
And after all the day, I'm on Discord with Jordan. So every time he needs me he has a question to ask, he can ask me.
Nice.
And apart from that, Wednesday I'm working more on the engine with Quentin and Juan Carlos. So we have a meeting on Wednesday morning, and the afternoon I help Quentin on the engine. And apart from that, I have regular one-on-ones with everyone and things like that, and more meetings but that are not regular.
Okay, cool. Yeah, some similarities in my job. Only on the Monday bit. Apart from that, everything you do is far cooler than what I do. I have a Monday call where I talk about what I did last week and what I do this week. Apart from that, I just make maps. I don't code and I don't coordinate. I do coordinate a bit, but no, really cool. So it's good to hear a little bit more of an insight into what you do, aside from the magic in the engine and all the development work and a Friday evening post about the dev updates. It's really interesting to hear. So every time on a Wednesday I'll be going, oh, this is like engine update day. This is when a lot of the work on the engine's being updated and things like that. So really interesting to hear about that.
And I missed only one Friday, and I was very not happy. It was end of of last year. I think it was. I don't remember exactly, but just after Christmas or something like that. The only Friday I missed for the dev update.
Well, I think that's okay. That's okay.
Yeah.
But I wanted to do it. You just
that's understandable. That's understandable. But.
Yeah. No, I think we understand. Like, we have now our Monday uploading ritual, so it's nice to keep your traditions going and stuff. Okay, so a bit about, I think everyone is most curious about this year and your priorities and your goals as CTO. So I think I'll first let you answer that question, and then we have some questions from listeners and users about it. So what could you tell us about this year? Let's say, what do you prioritize, or what do you want to prioritize?
So it's a bit what I'm seeing in the dev updates as well. Is really our focus now is more on growing the user base, because we think it's very important to be able to last long terms, and also to be able to finish the first version of the product. You have to have the V1 running, have players starting to edge and everything. So these are our two most priorities: having the first version of the product, leaving the beta, and growing the user base.
Nice, good priorities. I like them.
Yeah, we definitely like. Well, we keep talking about this as our season 1 promotion relegation, right? This is always one of our big wishes for that to kick off. And I think another big one we always hear from guests, and also we got this question from Dane and Taggart on Twitter, is when all 22? When all 22? Big one. Do you have any?
I don't know what should I say, because I know you want me to drop it. Like one morning you have it and not talk about it. So no, I can't say anything, but I don't know. No, I can't say anything. But we are working on it, and I don't necessarily talk about that in the dev updates, but it can happen that we do a bit of work on that from time to time.
Anything is possible.
Yeah. Well, you just said your other two priorities, right? So we have season 1, let's say, or beta season 1, you call it, I think, and then growing the user base. Yeah, and of course, 22 would be nice, but it's not a necessity, right? That's not a necessity for season 1.
Yeah, but this can come before season 1.
Okay, this is maybe a little.
And like you know, when we post the video about the engine, so we already kind of have the 22 in our development environment. So it's why also it's not totally something to do from scratch on our end.
Yeah. I see what you mean by that. Yeah, it's not like a mega priority, but it's not something you'd have to do from zero. You've already got a lot of it there in production and development. You just need to have all the time and the work on making it look nice and things like that.
But it's also why on the engine we are focusing a lot more on the realism these last weeks to prepare for this. So it's why we added goal celebrations, for example, or things like that, or player that runs before doing set pieces, like before free kicks and everything. So we are really focusing on improving the realism because it's our goal to have the 22 in the next coming months.
I've got a question then, really quick to jump in on this sort of features question we're on at the moment. We have the team instructions, and there's the set pieces next to it, and it says coming soon. Are you able to say how soon? Or is that one that you cannot reveal?
I
feel like I want to.
just to explain is how we work and how I code often is that one day I will say, okay, I need to do it, and I will do it in one day, but I don't know when that day will come, you know.
Okay.
So maybe it will be next week, or maybe it will be in 3 weeks. I'm not sure. I wanted to do that for the next season, to be honest, but I'm not sure because there is a lot of things coming to the app. There is the new engine with.
Yeah.
It changed a lot how we compute statistics with the new shooting systems. There is the player ratings. We want to display more stats. There are on goals. There are additional time. There are many things. So I'm not sure I will have this one day. In theory, in one day I can do it. But when I will do it, I don't know.
You need a big spin the wheel, and you wake up in the morning and you spin the wheel. What am I doing today? And it goes bang, and then I'm doing that. That's what.
And often also it's in the evening I do these kind of things because, like, there is one feature it's been bothering me for months is the club delegation. You know, to be able to delegate club management to other people. This has been months I want to do it, but I didn't find the time. We want to do it with Mathurin. It's all green light on our side, but. One day I will be okay. It's enough sleepless night thinking about it. I will code it.
Okay, but this is already great for people to hear. So a bit more insight how it works and some snippets, and I think people can kind of put this puzzle a little bit together. Without their special features from Bosco, he had another of those little things. So he asked when stadium NFTs. And he added, so away trips to places like Quito become scary for visiting teams. And I saw on Twitter he also shared some kind of Google Maps of like his stadium being built on Metaverse. Did you see that tweet?
No, let me go find it.
Okay, but yeah,
I'll
you can find it, but it was really nice. Yeah, so this is also this little thing. I don't know. Do you have any question? Is it something in the pipeline, let's say?
Yeah, not really. Well, it will be way longer terms. Recently, we worked with a tokenomic expert as well to try to strengthen our business model. And so new assets, obviously, is things that we are thinking about. Probably stadiums will not be the first one we do, but nothing is decided yet.
Okay, yeah. Well,
but for sure, we want to do stadiums at one point. This is so cool to be able to have his own stadiums, to make it evolve.
Another question, maybe related to what you said before about setting priorities and having so many different things to work on. But what is the best and the hardest thing of being MFL CTO? What would you say?
Yeah. For sure, for me, the best thing is really to ship features and see the community, welcoming it and being happy, playing with it, having fun. This for me, and I'm pretty free. We are a very small team. we don't have a UI designer or things like that. So I can really do, like I told you, like I want to do that today. I have some time, I do it and I deploy it to production, and it's fine. So so this for me is, and it's been a few weeks I was not able to do that due to the translation that took us a very long time. But I hope in the next weeks I will be able to ship some features like that, like before. So for me, and seeing the community reaction, listening to your podcast, and hearing, I don't know, like Vogon last time, that was very happy with the product. It's really my main motor, let's say. And for the hardest parts, I think for me it's more like time management, because I always want to do more, to do the next feature. It's endless. So, but being able to take time for, I have a wife and a son, so I need also to take time for them, for sure. And so this is a hard part for me, especially since before I was like, my son is 2 years old, but like before I was able to work endlessly and ship a lot of features, and now I can't do that, so it's a bit frustrating. But at the same time, I always want to do the next features, a little thing to deploy and make everybody happy. So yeah, time management for me is the thing I'm still figuring out.
I think everyone does, though. I think even maybe Calvin, maybe say for your experiences just in work life in general.
Yeah, of course.
Time management's big one. I think that you just constantly, if someone says they've nailed time management, they probably haven't. A bit like the engine. If someone tells me they've figured out the engine, they haven't. I'm still figuring it out. Not means that I have to in order for you to. But
even us, even Quentin has not figured everything. It's already so complex that you can't know.
If you don't understand it, we don't understand it.
Yeah, but it's why also Juan Carlos is there and he's testing the engine a lot, because even for us, we are never sure of the end result in the end, but if there will be no crazy stuff happening. It's impossible to be sure of that, but we try to do our best.
Yeah.
Yeah, definitely a lot of hard work, but I think it's good, of course, to take some time and balance personal and work.
Yeah.
So we all struggle. I think everyone listening to this podcast is the same, but yeah, it's good. So don't feel pressure, Jax.
A splendid job.
We get enough. Our diet of new features is enough already, I think. Good pace.
Yeah, but it's not pressure. It's really
yeah, also because you're passionate,
because
right?
I love that.
Yeah.
I like it's an addiction kind of. So.
Yeah.
Oh, that's really
I
nice.
understand. Yeah, just being productive, and that's great. So, well, speaking about that, we know you can produce new features in a day, but let's say you have a magic button and you could, in an instant, 1 second, release one new feature or add one new feature to the game right now. What would that be?
For me, it's a 3D visualization with a good engine behind it.
Oh, wow.
Because also it's the part of the game that is really a core part of the game, and it's really the most complex one. So if we can have that now and it's working amazingly and the graphics are nice, first it will be amazing and we will have way more bandwidth to do everything else.
Nice. So not 2D, 3D. We go straight to 3D.
If I have the magic button,
you go straight to
3D.
Great. Yeah, I think everyone would love to see that. See the players really come to life on the pitch in 3D. That would be really...
See those celebrations.
See the celebrations. Yeah.
The old shush.
Crazy special celebrations there.
90th minute winner shushing
them. Jimbo, what do you think? A couple of Dirk dilemmas.
Let's go some Dirk dilemmas. We love throwing some Dirk dilemmas.
And then some final questions, because I see you're already approaching the hour mark, and we don't want Jimbo too much editing, right?
Yeah. I love it.
You love it. Okay.
I love it.
So
it's my addiction. It's my addiction.
Your addiction to produce.
And
Yeah, so
the amazing thing is that we don't feel you edit it. When we listen to it, it feels like very natural, and that it has been recorded as is. So it's very good.
I like that compliment. I usually don't take compliments very well, but thank you for the compliment. Right, into the Dirk dilemmas. I'll kick us off, Yax.
Do it.
So, some of these questions are sort of, which would you rather, this or that? So, number one, I was thinking, would you rather release MFL features in bulk or in one by one when they're ready? So you know how on a Friday you might go, and you release an update, and then 3 hours later you tell us on the dev updates, oh, by the way, this is now available. Or would you rather package them all together and do one big update? Which would you prefer?
Yeah, I guess one by one. It's what we have been doing since the beginning. Once we have something ready, we deploy it. It's maybe the only time we didn't do that almost it was for the formations, because we wanted to do it in the Christmas calendar,
Yes.
the Advent calendar, and so we delayed a bit. But apart from that, most of the times we release as soon as when it's ready.
Cool. Good answer.
Yes.
And also, it's so sometimes it's good to try to have a bigger push for the marketing side, and this is something we will try to improve. But also, it's good to release as soon when it's ready, because it allows us to test it and.
Yeah. Cool.
Fair enough. Okay, second one. 50 new active users or Lyon wins Ligue 1.
50 new active users.
Great.
Yeah, I put MFL above everything.
Yeah.
Dedication.
We first thought 500 and then said 50, but still 50.
Yeah, you would have said 10, I would have still say MFL.
Okay, nice. Good to hear that. Third one, well, actually the last one, we thought of 3. Organic growth, or Griezmann starts playing MFL and it blows up like crazy?
Griezmann.
Griezmann, okay. Because he is a big FM player. He is always sharing that, so he might be tempted. I don't know.
I did not know. I know he streams sometimes.
Yeah, I think he streams FM. Well, definitely shares FM teams and lineups and stuff. So he might be interested. Just if the marketing department is listening, maybe Griezmann collab.
If anyone's got Griezmann's number,
call Antoine.
and listen to the podcast, please let us know what Griezmann's number is. We'll forward it on the MFL team, and you can get a good referral then. That'll be a good referral.
Jimbo, this is the hashtag. Call Antoine.
Cool hashtag
Antoine.
Cool Antoine.
Call Antoine. Yeah, this will be the hashtag. So we can keep it for later.
Mathieu met some very nice players, because previously he was working at Unibet, which is a big betting company.
Yeah.
And so I think once a year they do an evening with PSG players. And so he was eating at the same table than Kimpembe.
Oh, really?
Nice. So we might have some connections.
Allez les Bleus.
That's great. Okay, 2 more, I think. First, we're interested in the long-term vision. So we talked a bit about this year and features coming up. If you would make it even more long-term, what is then your long-term MFL vision?
So first, our goal is really to kind of replicate the football world into MFL, to allow everyone to be able to achieve his dream, to be able the coach and or the agent or whatever. So it's very hard in real life, but with NFTs and MFL, we think we can really make that accessible for everyone. So really to replicate the football world into MFL is really one of our main goals. And at the moment, we are really thinking a lot on the more longer term vision, thinking a lot on the tokenomics side of things. So So I can't say anything for the moment, but we have a very, very big plan if you want. But I hope we will be able to share soon.
Yeah,
Exciting stuff.
Sounds very exciting. Yeah, both all things.
Can I drop a spontaneous question, a quick question?
Of course.
Very random, came to my head. It's a very, very random question. Have you ever thought about doing an April Fool's joke? 1st of April, I log in, and suddenly all my players have a rating of 30 or something like that. And then you refresh it and then it disappears. Or then you reload the page, then it disappears. You don't have to answer it. Just maybe in your brain have a little think, a little April Fool's joke. I think I might find that quite funny.
And maybe we display the 22 players, in 3D, but it will be just a video recorded matches.
Yeah.
You get one match with it, then disappears, and then it goes away.
That would be very evil.
No, but to be honest, it's true that I love these kind of things, to do some Twitter hunt or things like that. But for the April Fool, it's true that I never thought about that.
Okay, so we might build up the tension towards the 1st of April. If something is happening.
Knowing me, if it does happen, I'll be the first one to fall victim to it as well. I'll be completely oblivious to the fact it's April Fool's. I'll be like, what's going wrong with my MFL? Get angry. And I was like, it's the 1st of April. Playing a joke.
We'll have to see. 3 more weeks, I think.
Yeah, not that long, not long.
4 more weeks, 4 more weeks, 3 more weeks.
Yeah, not
4.
long now.
Okay, final question is from our previous guest, and then maybe you can also ask something for our next guest. So Duff was here last time, and he also actually asked the same question on Twitter, so he really wants you to answer that. Is how to generate revenue apart from pack drops. I think you already touched a little bit on that. That you're thinking about different things, but could you share a bit more, or like other NFTs you said that you're thinking about?
Yeah, no, exactly. It's we are really working on that at the moment. We hired the tokenomic experts for some days to work on that. But first, since the beginning, we had the long-term vision in mind, and it's why the players are meant to retire, and so it will mean that we are able to sell new players. So this is the main thing for us in longer terms. Also, for sure, there is the marketplace fees. At the moment, it's kind of very low, but we think more longer terms it will kind of switch. We will have less revenue from the primary sales, but more from the secondary. And it's also part of our thinking at the moment, how we manage the supply, how we better align our incentive, I don't know.
Yeah, incentive.
Yeah, to mint new supplies, because it means new revenue for us, but for you, we know that it's not the best for the value of the players, but to better align these 2 points, it's something that we are really thinking about. But apart from that, our goal will be also to really add more utilities to the MFL points. So it's not only for buying new players, but also you will be able to buy cosmetic stuff or many things. So this will allow us to mint more players. And yeah, we are thinking a lot about locking systems, burning, maybe also creating a new token. So lot of things in discussions.
Various things you're working on and exploring. So that's also good to hear that you're on that. Did you think about a question for next guest?
Yeah. So because all what I said for me. Let me start.
Yes, let's start.
Yeah, for the next guest, my main question, since our focus at the moment is really user acquisition, is what will be the 3 main features you think will be important to acquire new users?
Okay, good one. So 3 main features we should focus on maybe, or that are important to
new features that we need to develop to get new users.
To get new people. Okay. Great question. Noted. For the next guest.
Maybe it's not just features, but it can be things that we need to change. Maybe it's like you need to redo the design of the homepage or whatever.
Just anything on the platform of MFL, the application, anything. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. So 3 things to work on to get more people. Let's say to rephrase it in this way.
Sweet. Good question.
All right. Thanks a lot, Jax, for that question. And also, thanks a lot for joining us today on the pod. I think it was really great conversation. We also had some alpha. We have way more insights in kind of how you work and the development going on behind the scene.
A week in Jax. Yeah, we know what a week for Jax is like.
A week for Jax, yeah.
So
and we have our
thanks
hashtag,
a lot
right,
to
Jimbo?
you.
Would you, the hashtag? Can you remind our users of what the hashtag is again, please?
Hashtag call Antoine.
Call Antoine.
Call Antoine. We need to call him to start playing MFL apart from FM.
Just start seeing on Twitter like bombardments of.
And if you can actually do it and not just do the hashtag, it will be perfect.
Okay. So also tweet out. Tag him.
Yeah. So if anyone, hashtag call him, whatever. Get us hooked up. Get us hooked up, or even someone close to him that we can then contact. You know, if anyone's got any contacts out there to anyone in the French national team, really, of that matter, let us know. Maybe not Paul Pogba.
Well, he has a lot of time now.
He has a lot of time, but we don't condone
and a lot of media attention, you know, so it would be good.
When drugs. But yeah, Jax, thank you very much for joining us. Do you have any further questions for us or anything you'd like to say to close out?
Yeah, no, but first, thanks a lot to both of you. I think it's amazing what you do for MFL.
Thank you.
And really, I'm enjoying the podcast every week. You know, I'm waiting for the podcast to be there.
My man.
So, no, thanks a lot.
Awesome. Great.
Awesome.
It's really love to hear. Yeah.
Yes. Well, you know the hashtag call Antoine. The final week of season 0.4 is among us, starting this week. So hope you all get the results and the final standings that you want, because this time next week we'll know a lot of the league standings. Do you know when the cup finals are going to be, Jax, actually? Do you know when that sort of structure...
No, I'm not sure for the cup.
I think Lucas may... Oh, this one... I don't know. I don't think it's ever been... But I guess we don't know the knockout stages yet, right? So you can't really... What much we can fit the games in.
It's not online.
Yeah. Not to worry, but... For next week, everyone, hopefully, you win your leagues or you come bottom. But don't worry, there's no relegation yet, so you won't get relegated to the division below. Thank you all so very much for listening, and we'll catch you this time next week for another episode of the WenDirkCast. Thank you for listening. Bye-bye.